Last year, in just under 8 months, I made over $50,000 from video editing. Me, a dumbass teenager, sat in my bedroom making tens of thousands of dollars, all while still in full-time education. But it wasn't always like this. 3 years ago, I was editing swimming videos for $50 a pop. So here are 20 things that I wish I knew earlier that will take you to a full-time video editor in no time at all. Number 1. If you can cut, then you can charge. I speak to a lot of editors, and this is the most common mistake that I see. Waiting until you are good enough to start landing clients as a video editor. However, there is no such thing as good enough when landing editing clients. The truth is, if you can cut a video to a basic standard, then you can charge for it. Even just by cutting up a video, you are saving a client some time, and therefore providing a valuable service, which you can thus charge money for. It might not be thousands of dollars, but it's still a start. All you need to know is the very basics of your editing software, and then you can go out and start landing clients. When I landed my first client, I was absolutely awful. However, I was still saving my client time, and therefore he'd pay me $50 for every single video. So stop wasting hours sat in Premiere Pro and After Effects grinding out these ridiculously difficult animations and start going out there, landing clients and getting paid. Number 2, clients first, skills second. Now answer me this. What is the fastest way to become a better editor? At first, you might think something like watching tutorials on YouTube, but that is completely wrong. The fastest way to get better at video editing is working directly with clients. Think about it. How are you going to get better at editing if you're just watching tutorials? How will you know what in your skill set needs improving? All of it is just awkward. On the other hand, working with clients solves all of these problems. Clients will ask you things that you have no idea how to do. It forces you to learn new skills and adapt. At one point, my editing seriously plateaued. I wasn't getting any better whatsoever. And it wasn't until I started working with a huge finance creator that I actually had to improve my editing. It literally forced me to learn a whole new editing style and try things in my editing software that I had never done before, but all of which made me a more valuable editor and allowed me to charge way higher prices. Number 3. Branding beats skill. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I am not by any means technically the best editor ever. There are so many editors that are way better at editing than me. However, I make way more than they do. And it comes down to one simple reason. I simply just position and brand myself way better than any other editor does. Imagine you're hiring a video editor and you have to choose between two of exactly the same skill. One of them has a goofy anime profile picture, a weird banner, and text like a teenager. And the other editor is nothing but professional. He looks like he's hired literal professionals to take his profile picture and make him a banner. His description is clean and well laid out, he has a link to his portfolio, and he posts examples of his work. Which editor are you going to hire? Therefore, spending time on branding is much more important than getting better at editing itself. By no means am I telling you to completely disregard your editing skill. You should always aim to become a better editor. What I'm saying is to make sure you have your branding dialed in before you spend hours in After Effects making some fancy animations. Now, if you want to talk to me about how we can build you a roadmap to get you to 5K per month as a video editor, then you can book a completely free one-on-one 45-minute call with me using the first link in the description. Number 4. Your portfolio is your resume. Now, I am absolutely amazed by the amount of you motherfuckers who do not have a portfolio. It is the most important asset that you can have as a video editor. Why would anyone ever hire you if you can't show them examples of your work in a professional manner? Quite simply, they just wouldn't. It is literally the make or break of your editing career. If prospects are asking to see your work and you're sending them a Google Drive or a Behance link, I'm sorry, my friend, but you are absolutely fucked. For the love of God, please just stop being lazy. And I literally couldn't have made it easier for you. Use the link in the description to join my free school community where you'll have access to my card portfolio template. I've hired landing page experts to make sure it is as optimized as possible. So please take advantage of it. It is 100% free. Otherwise, make sure that you keep improving your portfolio every single week, whether that's adding better videos, more niched videos, or just optimizing the text. A better portfolio means you can charge higher prices. Number 5, do not overthink outreach. What you actually say in your outreach messages doesn't really matter. When I started sending cold outreach emails, I accidentally copied and pasted the wrong name one time. And I thought this was the end of the world. I thought I'd never make any money from video editing ever again. But in reality, it was just a drop in the ocean in the thousands of outreach emails that I've ever sent. An effective outreach message only needs 3 things. Number 1, it's short. Nobody has the time to read your 5-paragraph outreach message. Number 2, it's easy to read. Everyone's attention span is absolutely fucked, so you need to cater to this. Make it digestible and straight to the point, so the person you're sending it to doesn't get bored. And number 3, please make sure there is a link to your portfolio. If you want them to hire you, they're gonna need to see your work. And if you're thinking about copywriting and sales psychology for your outreach message, you're just overthinking it. But what does matter is how many outreach messages you send, which takes us to number 6. Volume negates luck. Most editors think that to land clients, you have to get lucky. You send one message to one big creator, the stars align and they say yes. Wrong. This is absolutely fucking false. The only reason why other editors have clients and you don't is because they've put themselves in front of more creators. That's it. Nothing else. You're not unlucky, your editing isn't bad, you've simply just not sent enough outreach. Imagine that you send 20 outreach messages every day for 90 days. That means over 3 months, you have put yourself in front of 1,800 creators. Do you really think that not a single person will say yes? Of course they will, it's just statistics. That is how maths works. If you ask to edit for enough prospects, one of them will say yes. It is that simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. So sit down every morning for 1 hour and send 20 outreach messages. Number 7. Post content that attracts clients. The number 1 easiest way to land video editing clients is to post your work on Twitter. But you might be thinking, why? It's simply because social media platforms show your content to people who want to see it. And who's interested in seeing cool edits? Creators. So inevitably, if you post your work, it will be seen by creators. And some of those creators will like your edits enough to message you. And just like that, you've landed another client without lifting a finger. The easiest way to do this is post the best 30 seconds of editing that you made that week onto Twitter. And you do this every single week with no exceptions whatsoever. At first, you're not going to see any results. You'll post it and get maybe 20 views. I know this because that's what happened to me. But then the next week, I got 200. The week after that, 500. Until 2 months later, I posted a trial edit that I made that got 2,000 views in 6 hours, which alone got me 5 inbound leads, all of them offering me hundreds of dollars per video. So if you can endure the slow growth to begin with, you'll eventually reap the rewards of thousands of views per video and more inbound leads than you'll ever know what to do with. Number 8, skill isn't the only thing that you sell. Look, your editing alone doesn't have to justify your price. You can charge high prices for loads of other things. Things like communication, delivery time, and how well you take feedback. All of this plays a role into how much you charge. Again, like I said earlier, I am not the world's best editor, but because my communication is world class, I can charge thousands of dollars per video. Number 9. Delivery speed is more important than pixel perfection. In general, most clients would prefer that the video was delivered on time than it having 10% more effects. Think about it, the 10% improvement on the video won't have any direct impact on their business or the performance of the video. However, having a video go out late will. They could potentially miss out on views and money. So when given the choice between delivering the video on time and making a video a bit better, always choose delivering on time. Know when to stop editing to ensure you hit a deadline. You could be the best editor that's ever existed in the history of the universe, but if you never hit deadlines, you'll struggle to keep clients. Number 10. Every edit should be your best yet. Better editing means you can simply charge more. Better editing will get you more views on Twitter and therefore bring you more clients. It's a win-win-win. So always take the time every single edit to make it a little bit better than your last one. Number 11. Premiere Pro is king. Firstly, there is nothing inherently wrong with DaVinci Resolve or Sony Vegas, but Premiere Pro has one thing that any other software will ever have: the absolutely enormous community surrounding it. It's literally the most popular editing software in the world. But why is this an advantage? Put simply, it's just way easier to get better at. There are way more tutorials, resources and plugins for you to take advantage of. The first edit that I ever made in Premiere Pro was way better than anything I'd ever made in DaVinci Resolve. So please take the leap and start using Premiere Pro. I promise you, you will not regret it. Number 12. Work with educators, not entertainers. Would you rather work with a Roblox channel that has 500,000 subscribers or a business channel that only has 10,000 subscribers? Now, most editors would pick the Roblox one, simply because it has more subscribers. But more than likely, the Roblox channel is making a fraction of what the business one is. You see, channels selling a digital product or service see a direct return on investment to getting their videos edited. An edited video is gonna get more views, and therefore get them more leads and thus customers. If you edit them a video that makes them $10,000, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to give you $1,000 of that. On the other hand, the Roblox channel only makes money through YouTube AdSense. Each video they upload might make $100. So how the hell are they gonna pay you? Point being, if you want to charge high prices, then work with people who can afford it. And more than likely, they are educators, not entertainers. Number 13. Charge more, don't edit more. This comes back to simple economics. How does a business make revenue? It's dictated by one simple equation. Revenue equals average price multiplied by quantity. Therefore, as a business, only giving us two ways to make more money. You can either charge more per video or edit more videos. And between me and you, it's easier to charge more than edit more. Let's say that you want to make $2,000 in a month from video editing. There's infinite ways that you could do this, but let me talk you through two. You could edit 10 videos at $200 each. That's $2,000. Or you could edit 2 videos at $1,000. Which of these would you rather do? I think that 10 videos per month sounds quite stressful. So once you've maxed out your video editing output, try and land more clients at higher prices. And then just get rid of the cheaper ones. Realistically, they're nothing but a headache. Number 14. Optimize or die. We can't just neglect the other side of the equation. If we can edit more videos, we may as well do it. Otherwise, we're just leaving money on the table. But how can you actually edit more videos? It all comes down to optimizing your workflow. Firstly, make sure that you rebind every frequently used tool in your editing software to something that's easily accessible. If you're wasting seconds clicking a button that's on the other side of the keyboard, it compounds. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes turned into hours, and that could have been an extra few $100s. Secondly, save frequently used effects as presets. I see so many of you wasting your time manually keyframing and changing values on effects, when this is simply just a waste of time. You literally did the same thing earlier, just reuse it. And finally, dial in your productivity. If you're trying to sit down and edit but end up just scrolling Twitter, then you have a serious problem. No amount of optimizing can save you from that. So go down the rabbit hole on YouTube, search productivity techniques, and try some things out. Once you can sit down and actually do the work, is when you're gonna output the most videos. Number 15, do not start an agency. I speak to a lot of broke editors, and too many of them run their mouth about starting some agency. This just pisses me off on so many levels. First, you can't even land clients for yourself. Why would starting an agency magically fix this? It won't. Most of the time, it just comes across like you can't be bothered to get good at editing, so you're gonna hire editors that are better than you. Well, if that's your mindset, you simply aren't cut out for this. Do you really think that good editors are going to want to work for cheap prices so that you can take their profit? Of course they aren't. They're just gonna get the clients themselves. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna set up this nice intermediate relationship between the client and the editor, but eventually the editor's just gonna take the client from you. Then what? You'll be left with nothing. No clients and no skills. In the long run, you're gonna be exactly where you are. Skillless and clientless. This isn't some hack that's magically gonna make you rich. No. Put your head down, get good at editing, and learn to land clients for yourself. Starting an agency isn't going to magically fix everything. There are so many problems that you're going to encounter when starting an agency, which you simply aren't ready for at your level of entrepreneurship. Trust me in this, you will make far more money as a freelance video editor. So please, just put your effort into doing this. Ditch the shiny object syndrome and put your head down. Number 16, invest in education early. Hands down, the biggest jumps in your editing career are gonna come from when you invest. Put simply, you aren't at your goals because you don't know how to get there. Therefore, your only problem is a lack of information. And thus, the best investment you could make is to get somebody to teach you and skip the years of wasted time trying things that don't work. In December 2023, I spent my last $1,000 on a business mentor. It was scary at the time and I didn't know if it would work. But the month after, I hit my first $5,000 month. That $1,000 investment 5x'd itself. And if swapping $1,000 for $5,000 doesn't seem like a worthwhile investment to you, then you are just fucking stupid. So take my word for it, save your time and invest into education. Number 17, sustainability beats burnout. Put simply, do not bite off more than you can chew. You might have one crazy month where you make $12,000 from editing videos. You work 30 days out of the 30 days in the month. You're working for 18 hours flat out and you're getting barely any sleep. But it looks like that it's paid off and you've made $12,000. However, you're so exhausted from that period, you might make literally zero over the next 2 months because you physically can't bring yourself to edit anymore. Whereas the smart approach is to work sustainable hours and make sure you take a couple of days off per week. Yes, in the short run, you might make a little less money. You might only make $7,000 per month, but $7,000 per month over 3 months is $21,000 compared to $12,000 in the previous time you burnt out. This is exactly what happened to me. That first month where I made $5,000 burnt me out completely, and therefore the month after that, I only made $2,000, where if I worked more sustainable hours, I probably would have made more money overall in that 2-month period. Number 18, eat the frog to earn your freedom. I know this sounds weird, but just stick with me. Imagine you're sat at a banquet with more food than you could ever wish for, and you can eat as much of it as you want. But the only condition is you have to eat a living frog. Imagine there's a frog bouncing around. You have to pick it up, bite it, feel it wriggle around in your mouth and swallow it. Absolutely fucking disgusting. But you can eat the frog whenever you want. You can eat it before the meal or after the meal. Which one would you pick? Now, if you're smart, you would pick before the meal. If you eat it before, you get to enjoy the entire meal to eat away that awful taste of the frog. But if you choose to eat it after, you get to enjoy the meal, but subconsciously you are dreading eating this disgusting frog afterwards. Now, this analogy goes for your editing career. The chances are you're probably not a full-time editor. You're either in education or have a job. But I know that your dream is to work as a full-time video editor, to work from your laptop wherever you are in the world, to make thousands of dollars online. Therefore, editing needs to be your priority. However, it's probably the hardest thing that you do. Therefore, you should do it the first thing as soon as you wake up. When you wake up is when you are freshest and when you'll get the most output. This is the perfect time in your day to send loads of boring outreach or make a stupidly difficult animation. Because once you've got it out of the way, the rest of your day seems easy. You've done the thing that moves the needle forwards the most. Whereas if you leave it till later in the afternoon, you're going to be dreading it all day. And if you even do get around to it, the work that you produce is going to be way lower quality. Lesson 19. Never stop growing. The international economy operates off free markets. And free markets, they grow. And the creator economy, it's growing especially fast. So if you don't keep up with the growth, you'll be left behind. Send outreach every single day, no matter how many clients you have. Charge higher and higher prices and work with better and better clients. Because if you don't, you can't keep up with the market. You'll be left behind, left to work a dead-end 9-to-5 job. Number 20. Video editing isn't a side hustle. It's a vehicle. If you want to make it as a video editor, you need to make this mindset shift. Video editing isn't just some hobby. It's no longer you just editing some Fortnite videos anymore. It's not something you just do here and there at the end of the day just to have some fun. No, it's your ticket to location and financial freedom for the rest of your life. So stop treating it like it's some side hustle. If you don't invest 100% of your effort into this, you're just not going to see the results that you want. You're not going to make this editing thing work. This is your literal future. So put everything that you have into it. And if you want to speed up that process, do yourself a favor, click the first link in the description and book your free one-on-one call with me. Now, if you want to learn how you can make 10 times more money by editing way less, then click this video up here.